just had a dusty, crusty, ashy, time wasting situation. I don't know why I did allow that. Ladies, welcome to a new video. I know the title is very dramatic, but I think this is an important topic. Yes, because we tend to idolize things, new things we didn't discover yet, because we want to forget the old things. To be more specific, when we realize the dynamic in the black community and then we detach ourselves from a community to focus on our individual health and happiness, because in this community the happiness was dependent on how useful we are, and our value was dependent, our worth is self-worth, self-esteem was dependent on others. But now we realize that's not a healthy way to go. And when it comes to dating, we realize non-black men had this different socialization, and most of them, or many, much more of them, when comparing to black men, are masculine, are providers, more likely to be providers, and so on. But we, in order to really heal and love ourselves and live a life full of happiness, there needs to be a balance. Just because black men are bad doesn't mean non-black men are good or always good, you know? We still need to be able to differentiate, you know? And I've already been talking about this topic a bit, a long time ago. I think this video is titled, I don't worship white men, I worship black women, period. You know, because that's about us. This channel is about us, our liberation from forces, from things we thought we had to do, we thought we had to be there for others and so on, and be selfless. Do you call it selfless? But anyways, you know what I'm talking about on my channel all the time. Like, check out my other videos. And based on the story time I'm giving y'all, I wanna let y'all know I do mistakes every day, and also when it comes to dating, I'm a young woman, and there's a difference between understanding and then theoretically discussing things, and then what you learned, applying it into the real world. I'm not as bad as I was a few years ago, before I discovered channels from African American women who teach me a lot, like Cynthia G and other women I recommend on my channel, or Shira7, who I recommended in my last video, myself in my last video, I guess, when it comes to feminine and beneficial dating. You know, ladies, and let's get to the tea. You know, it was a white man, and I'm so embarrassed. Oh, ladies, I'm teaching y'all, I'm telling y'all what I've learned, but I still need to learn, you know? Just to be relatable, I'm doing this for y'all. I feel so ashamed and embarrassed, but let's get into the tea. I'm sorry for the long intro. So, oh, ladies, I was going for a walk, and there was a white man. He was confident, he was tall, you know. I was like, okay. You know, and I had my headphones on because I didn't expect that someone approached me when I'm like going on a walk, and I had the music very low because I love enjoying like the natural sounds and so on, and not having my music too loud and so on. But I still wanted to have some to create an imbalance and an atmosphere that's more like, that makes it feel like I'm doing meditation and so on, you know, that type of music. And then there was a white man, and I was in a big park, in a very big park, beautiful. And then I think he was following me a bit and was looking like, oh, where can I talk to her, like when it's not too obvious and when not a lot of people can see it, in case she rejects me, that type of, you know. And then he also had headphones on, and then he was like, looking at me and smiling, and I smiled back because I was like, okay, why not, And then he was saying hi. I was like, hi. And I was so excited. And then he was like, and I was smiling, and he was like, oh, that's a beautiful smile. And I was like, oh. No, I didn't say that. I'm so shy when it comes to this. I talk a lot about it, but when I experience like interactions with men in real life, I'm like a little girl, literally. Like, I need more experience, seriously. So, and yeah, it was normal. We had been talking. And I was already like, I don't know if he's. At first, didn't want to be like prejudiced, but then I started to question myself the more he was talking. I think he's not like a provider type. I wasn't that sure, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt, ladies. I did it. I didn't listen to my gut feeling. Oh my goodness. And I gave him my number. Oh my goodness. I'm so embarrassed. Ladies, don't judge me. Don't judge me. Please don't judge. And then the dustiness came out of him. The full dustiness, ladies, the audacity. And you don't know how I look like nowadays, but I look so different. I look leveled up. I followed all the tips Auntie Shiro was telling us. Yeah, how to level up, like look properly, look feminine. I look beautiful. And he was like chatting. We were chatting, and I was already like, oh my goodness, he's wasting my time because he wasn't telling me anything essential. I have so many tasks to do in my life. I don't have time for small talk. Like, what do you want? Do you want to go out for a day? Do you want to invite me to visit, I don't know, the Philharmonic? And then we go for lunch, or before the Philharmonic, because they usually start at 8 p.m. We go for dinner. I mean, not lunch. It's in lunch is before dinner. Oh my goodness, English. Okay. So, and none of that. Like, he wasn't even intending to do so. And yeah, he didn't invite me or anything. He didn't put pressure. Like, and I had experiences like with older men, like much older, who had been putting pressure. But this guy, he was older than me, obviously, but he was acting like he's surprised. And while we been chatting, I noticed that, and one thing that shocked me kind of was like, so he was like, do you have time this week? Like, can I plan, like, can I include you into my plans? And ladies, he doesn't have a job. And that's another dusty thing. He doesn't have a job. And he dares to act like he's the prize when I'm a lot younger and I'm pretty as hell, okay? And he was like, he was like, yeah, you wanted to call me last in the evening. Why didn't you do that? And I was like, yeah, I was asleep, because he tried to call me and I was outside the whole day, and then I got tired and wanted to sleep. And I've noticed he wanted to call me at 10 p.m. I was like, okay, his D is going wild. Obviously, his D is going wild when he dares to call me, and I don't pick up. Even if I would have been awake, I wouldn't pick up when a dude calls me after 8 p.m. There's a boundary for me. After 8 p.m, no, I don't answer, even if I'm awake. So, ladies, the tea is boiling. And then I said, yeah, I fell asleep. That's it. And I actually do not owe him an explanation. Why does he care so much? He should be busy making money, but he doesn't have a job. Ladies, I know it's embarrassing. So, and then he said, yeah, but I like to make my plans like about like the beginning at the beginning of the week, so you are lucky. So would you like to he said, I am lucky that he didn't made up his plans yet. He's so delusional. And then he said, yeah, I have time on this and this. And I was like, we can meet. You can come to my station, you know. He expected me to come near his home, that I have to take the ride. And that's exactly what I've been warning y'all ladies about in one of my last videos. They expect you to come. They don't pay for the ride. They don't do nothing. They expect you to come for them as if they are the prize, like as if we are so desperate to do everything to meet them. Like, what the delusion. And alone talking about that stresses me out. This is why you shouldn't do the same as me. When you notice in his talking he probably hasn't got any money, or he doesn't plan to spend money on you, don't give him your number, because now I have this headache, because this delusion is too much, ladies, and I cannot wait for your comments. So, and I was like, to do what? And I didn't wait for an answer. I said, to do what? And then I wrote, you know what? This doesn't, like, this is not going to work. Like, take care. And then I deleted his number and blocked him. This was so much delusion. Imagine a man is telling you, this just tells you how he sees you. And that shouldn't make you question your own worth. You should question his sanity, you know? And that's self-esteem. Like, I still have to learn to say straight no and not giving people the benefit of the doubt. Although I actually know, yeah, I cannot benefit from them, you know? But this is called self-esteem, when you know a person, you are not the problem. I don't mean be narcissistic, but when you know, but like how the person views me has nothing to do with my worth. I determine my worth. I decide what I'm worth. And it says more about him, about his sanity, where he lives, you know, his mindset, not about my worth. I decide my worth. And that's on period. And I decided I don't deserve this crap, and next time I won't give my number. Like, why did I give him my number? I shouldn't give my number to everyone. So, and for next time I learned. It won't go even that far that I talk to him so long or give him my number. Like, ladies, this was so dusty, crusty, and this is to show you a real life example, and that I still need to learn, like in real life, to actually set boundaries even earlier, or not like when talking I realized he doesn't have money, and later he tells me he has no job. This is disgusting. How dare you? Imagine an older man who's like at least 15 years older than you. He doesn't have a job, thinks he's the prize, and that you are you could be a sugar baby. You are that pretty, that you are lucky that he has time for you, although he doesn't have a job, but he acts like he has no time. The delusion is so real, and he doesn't feel ashamed telling me that he doesn't have a job, and indirectly telling me I won't spend money on you, and then expecting me driving from one end of the city to another just to meet him and just to go for a walk, as if I would waste my time like that. And that time I could make self-care, I could meditate, I could do sports, I could meet a real man of means who gives me money for meeting him, because I already had this experience. An older man, was straightforward, was like, yeah, so like we had a little small talk. He was acting like he knows me from somewhere because I look similar to someone he knew. But I think he was just like acting to get like in conversation with me. But I did see, yeah, okay, he's older, he is good looking, and he's in a rich area, because I used to work in a rich area of my city, and he was there riding the bike, and I was like, okay, when he works here or even lives here, okay, he must have money, you know? And he was like, yeah, after this conversation, yeah, after introducing himself, he was like, I was like, oh, I think you must you did switch it, like, I'm not the person you think you know. I'm someone else. And he was like, oh, but you look like her, like you look very good. And I was like, oh, thank you. And he was like, so are you working? Did you go to work? Because it was early in the morning. Oh, we have two story times, ladies. I hope you grab some popcorn. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to work, but it's like flexible. I have to be there at least at 9, and it was about like 7 a.m. or something. And he was like, so that means you need money, right? And I was like, who doesn't need money, you know? Because I was a little bit shocked. It was like my first experience with a decent man, like being straightforward. Yeah, I have money, you need it, you know, let's make an arrangement, you know? And he gave me 100 euros. Just like that. Gave me 100 euros, ladies. And that's just me existing, and me being a lot younger than him, and he knows I'm the prize. It's that simple. And then I had this dusty, crusty experience, and this to show you how it shouldn't be. I want y'all to learn from this experience. I want y'all to realize also and internalize that sentence, what I was saying, like how a dude treats you or perceives you does say more about him than about you. You decide your worth and what you deserve. I decide I don't deserve his dusty, crusty, jobless, broke ass, delusional ass self. And with the other dude who gave me 100 euros for just existing and talking to me the first time, that's when I saw, okay, this is actually real. Auntie Shira wasn't lying, and that's a real life story, and this can happen to you too. I want y'all to, like, you decide your worth and what you deserve. Like, seriously, it's so crazy. And this shows again, you don't attract what you deserve or who you are. You attract all types of people, but you decide who deserves your time. You decide who you're gonna entertain still. It's like when something happens to you in life, you decide, are you going to be angry about it for a few minutes or for the whole day, and your whole day is ruined by one bad moment, and you focus on that black point on the white paper. You decided, you know. Ladies, these been two story times spontaneously. Actually, I wanted just to talk about this dusty, crusty white man. The second thing I want you to learn from this is white men are not the prize. Men are never the prize. It doesn't matter the race. Yeah, we realize the black community is messed up. It's nothing for us. We are getting exploited there. We should live individually because we only have one life, and shouldn't sacrifice our lives or our youth and beauty on undeserving people. Yeah, black men failed us. There's a history of black men self-hate destroying the community. Yeah, we realize that. But do we want to be angry about it? Or do we want to accept that and then look where we are celebrated and appreciated? And men are not the prize. It doesn't matter the race. We are the prize. And by my positive example, this is true. This is not a myth. Just dress for the type of man you want. And more about that in another video, because I don't want to talk your ears off, ladies. It was juicy story time. very spontaneous video. And do you like the consistency? I like the consistency, and I love reading your comments. I love it so much. I love communicating with y'all. It makes my life so much better, ladies. And thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. And please don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share it with other sisters. it's, it's so crazy. Like, it's interesting that men and women stuff, like, through the centuries, we still didn't figure each other out like that. That's why we need to the wise ones. That's why we need to listen to the ones we would switch places with. That's again why I would recommend to y'all Shira 7. You don't have to agree to everything she says. You can have your own opinion, but I think she says a lot of things that are true and that make you think about stuff differently. Like, just listen and figure out yourself what you want. So, ladies, let me end this video. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you in my next one.